And we're live. I guess we are. What's going on, everybody? I hope y'all are having a great week.
Matt made us late.
Yeah. We were listening to Matt over at Texas Toast, and we were also opening our carbonated drinks.
Water. We're so
Water.
excited.
Yes, carbonated water. Welcome to the Dylan Talks Tone FAQ live stream that we do every Thursday. I'm not having a very good week. I will tell you about that in the off topic. And if I suddenly wince in super amounts of pain and Leslie has to take over for a minute, that could happen at any time. And in the off topic hour after 9 o'clock, I'll tell you all the story. And I have some medication available to get me through. So hopefully this all works out very well. Yeah. So I've been in 3 doctor's offices in the last 24 hours. There's nothing wrong with my butt, and there is nothing wrong with my stomach. So we'll just narrow it down from those 2 things.
Your penis.
And there's no sexual deficiency happening. I do not have, what is that, bentcarrot.com?
Oh my god. I wonder if that's regional. Like, do y'all get those commercials? It's really terrible. We have billboards here.
I know. The bentcarrot.com. It's not that. So we'll talk about that in our off-topic hour. If you have questions that you want to ask us for the guitar portion of this, you can ask us by putting a bunch of question marks in front of it. And you can also use a super chat, and we'll drop what we're doing, and we'll answer the question right away. The thumbnail says the problem with guitar pickups. So we're going to talk about... I know that there's been a lot of people in the last 5 years or so that have made huge deals about like guitar dying and all that kind of stuff. But I have some serious concerns, because it's what I do for a living, that I'm going to share with you about why I think guitar stuff is going to have to change based on availability of stuff. We have had to take, an entire line of products off the website this week because of parts availability. And it's not, I can't get this anymore. It's because they don't make this anymore. Because we're going to talk about, guitar parts stuff. But what we want to do first is say that we don't have any sponsors. We don't.
I know. It's just funny. Like, you've been saying a ton of stuff, and then you're like, we first want to say.
After that. We don't want to say, after all that. We don't want to say we don't have any sponsors. No man soap or ball sack shavers or anything. So, please go to Dylan Talks Tone and buy pickups, if you would, as well as use the links in the description, like Sweetwater and that kind of stuff. All those things support the channel, as well as the patreon.com/Dylan Talks Tone. Ooh, we have a little thing for that. Bam. Yeah. And I've been uploading a video over there every week that kind of behind the scenes stuff and some off-topic stuff. And also, so there you go. Let's get into some Patreon questions.
Sure.
I have to sneeze. I keep sneezing.
He's so dramatic, y'all.
Oh,
Dramatic.
Anyway.
Rob. Hello, Leslie and Dylan. Welcome home. Glad the trip to TTG went well.
It went awesome. It was fun.
Yeah.
We had a good time. I actually talked to Matt yesterday and just catching up, and he was like, I gotta go. I just got home and I have a water leak. And he hung up on me.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so I don't know what
I didn't know
what he was dealing with. But yeah, we were talking about some other stuff and hanging out on the phone and just kind of catching up after the week and thinking about October, because we're coming out there again in October.
It's right around the corner.
I know. Yeah.
Is it cold there at the beginning of October?
Shouldn't be this year.
I might go.
We might take the van.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we might take the van and go. Cool. So, yeah, thank you, Rob, for the Patreon question that he asked on Patreon this week. See, he gets featured immediately if he asks it on Patreon.
Shane, greetings from Japan. Phil McKnight said a few weeks back that a PRS Custom 24 sounds more like a Fender Strat than it does a Gibson Les Paul, despite it being a hum-hum guitar. Do you agree with him? And if so, speculate on why this is so. Thanks.
You know, I would agree with him because it doesn't sound like a Les Paul. They do have like a strattier tone to them, and I think that the two things off the top of my head that contribute to that, well, there's three things. One is PRS pickups are just different. Whatever he does is different. Number two, it's a different scale length. And number three, pickup placement in said scale length with said pickup design, I think is just in a completely different department of its own. I think instead of saying it sounds like this or it sounds like that, just allow it to be its own sound. I think it's what's the smallest of the big truck companies in America right now? Probably Ram. It's the Ram of half-ton pickups. Because Ford and Chevy are probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Grant. Dylan. Please humor me and discuss the differences between nitro, thick poly, meaning many coats such as on Squire and Epiphone finish, and TTG's 73 finish or DTF, which I know is different from the 73. What is that difference, and do you think it affects tone?
This is a great question. Matt and I and Chris were messing with this last week because we had a few different finishes on guitars that we were doing. Nitrocellulose it's not nitro. Nitro is fuel for a funny car, just so you know. Nitrocellulose is it's not, first of all, it's not as thin as everybody thinks it is. I don't know where that comes from because it's not as thin as everybody thinks it is. Because in order to have a smooth finish, you have to build underneath it. So in order to have a smooth finish on a wooden guitar, like it's a shiny guitar, so whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Alder, mahogany, maple, whatever. If the grain's not going to show, there has to be build on that finish to fill that grain, which means that the thickness of the finish has to be a certain amount. There has to be build there to fill all that in. So the misconception that nitrocellulose is thinner is just 100% dead wrong. It's just not thinner. People, I think, get these ideas from hand-done finishes on acoustic instruments. And again, you cannot conflate electric and acoustic instruments in the same department because they're not done the same way. When you spray finish on a guitar, it builds probably 12 mils or something, 12 or 14, and then you sand all that back off to make it smooth. So polyurethane finishes in 2023 are not inherently thicker than nitrocellulose finishes. They're not, because you sand them back off to get them smooth. And people think that these big thick finishes on Squires and stuff, maybe the ones that are done in Asia, maybe that's that cheaper stuff. I don't know what they do over there because they don't have different VOC laws and stuff as far as like how many solids can be in the air when you paint. There's all this kind of stuff that happens. In the 80s, that was a problem. So when paint manufacturers were getting kind of hit by the EPA and by regulation, they were going for lower VOC finishes. And I can't remember what VOC stands for, but basically what it is it's the amount of, when you spray something, the amount of material that flies around in the air. So they were trying to get material to go onto the thing and atomize differently. This was a huge problem with cars. So, and I painted cars all through that time period. So that's why paint flew off of cars. That's why paint lacquer checked on cars in the late 80s. That's why paint was too thick on guitars, because all those companies were trying to figure out all those technical things. This is 2023. None of that applies. Zero of it. Everything is thin. Everything is good. On all of your major folks are using all the same stuff. They're using the stuff Matt and Chris use. They're using UV pore filler. They're using Don. If you're here, get in the comments and give me the brand. I can't remember. They're all using the same stuff, and what it comes down to is the amount of work that goes into that finish. As far as TTG stuff, the 73 finish is their normal color code, and then I can't tell you the rest because he told me, and it's theirs, and I don't want to give away any secrets. But it's not thick, but it's no thicker than anything else. Their durable thin finish was basically they just sprayed it onto sealed wood and kind of left it, and then rubbed it all back off with a Scotch-Brite. That's what that stuff was. So don't worry about that. So many people worry about that, and I think in 2023,
does it affect the tone?
Totally, bro. I don't know. Tap it and see.
Super chat from John on 13 can't play any
Was he 12
karate.
last week, or was he been 13?
I think he's been 13.
Okay.
He was 11 forever, and now he's 13. I still don't know what those additions are, but
Yeah, we'd like to know what new
he
guitars he got.
says, "Good evening, folks. Super chat to fund the painkiller budget."
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're taking painkiller donations right now. That's what these are.
Super chat from Keith H. I got an EART. Is that a word?
ERT. Yeah.
Headless.
Cool.
And it's great. Even a good setup. Only $280. Super fun. Just a painless remark. Thanks, guys.
Cool, man. No, I'm glad you dig that thing. A lot of people like those.
Thanks for the... I don't think I said thank you either time.
Yeah.
Thank you, Keith. And thank you... Who was the first one? See, I didn't say thank you. Oh, John. I did say that. Thank y'all. I apologize.
I'm wondering why that's locating those so far down low, if we can move them next time. Or if it remembers it. I don't know.
I don't know why it changes, so...
Cool. Next
Yeah.
Patreon question.
Joshua. Has Leslie ever built a guitar at TTG? Would be cool if she did, if hasn't. No, she has not. Would that be cool? I don't know.
I mean, I would video it and everyone would watch it.
You think?
Would you? Let me know.
That sounds like work, though.
It is.
Do you have to have an understanding of what the heck is going on? I mean, I don't know anything about tool. I was thinking about that. Okay, I was in there a couple times, right? So, whatever the super detailed measurement thing is, and he's like, zero it out, and then, I mean, I watched him explain it like 3 different times. I was like, I still don't know what he's talking about. When he was measuring the nut, that's what they were doing. He was like, zero it out, blah, and I was like, I don't even know how to use that tool. I would be a hard student, and I ask a lot of questions.
I can guarantee, I know you pretty well, and I can guarantee you that you are not a difficult student in the way that would make it to where they would not want to teach you. There are I have been
I mean,
there.
I'm a good listener, though.
Yeah, I've been there where there are difficult... See, and that's the thing. They would teach you, and once you got it, you would do it, and it would be done properly. Not like they would teach you, and then you would, like, ham-fist the thing to death and, like, file all your frets off. You wouldn't do that. Like, you would pay attention enough and have a kind of a finesse enough to be able to do it properly. No, I think you would.
Oh, sorry. This is related.
See if we can move that up.
How?
Just grab it.
No, that just resizes. How do I move it?
Just grab it,
Oh,
see where the
there
little
it is.
hand is.
Sorry,
There you go.
y'all. Bear with me. I should change it, though, because now you can't even see his little logo. Okay, let's move it again. Maybe it'll remember it.
Okay.
Is that on the screen?
Make it a
Yeah.
little smaller. Sorry.
I said bigger.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Slide him over though, so we can see his whole logo.
There we go. We want to make sure we see y'all.
Super highlight here from Van Shank Guitars. We moved him all over the screen. Thank you for the super chat, Van Shank Guitars. He says, starting the fun to send Leslie to Denver.
There you go.
Is that a yes?
I mean, I think, yeah. In October.
I think the class is full. Sorry.
It was full this time. We added 2 more people.
You added 1 more. 2 more?
Well, I built 2 guitars and
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a lot.
we built 11 guitars.
Cool. Oh.
There's more.
Oh, my gosh. What is happening? Dan Morris.
Hey,
Old
Dan.
Dog Guitars. I've not... Hang on.
Is he new?
Oh, what is happening? Why does that look like that?
I don't know.
Yes. Celebrate the first super chat from Dan Morris at Old Dog Guitars. But it also tells me your message was retracted. So I don't know if you had a message to share, but thank you for the super chat. Dan Morris.
We try to pay attention when somebody new.
I like your little logo too.
Yeah. Try to pay attention when somebody new super chats or even just if you comment if there's a new name in there.
Super chat from
Brad Guitar
Miller. Yes, Leslie needs to build a TTG guitar. Have I even seen Brad Guitar Miller here? I feel like that's the name I hear on Texas Toast's live stream all the time.
I think he hangs around.
Really?
We just don't hear from him much. Yep.
Thank you for the super chat, Brad. This feels weird.
Let's bring it around
Dan
to
Morris.
you.
Oh, here's his comment. I'm going to put it on the screen because he did send in a super chat.
Okay.
Dan Morris at Old Dog Guitars said, we would absolutely watch a Leslie build.
I have another question. We've talked about this before. And we'll get back to the Patreon questions. Or the super chats. Keep going.
Vinny's World. Thank you for the super chat, Vinny. He says, another contribution to the Leslie TTG fight.
I love it.
Okay, I'm caught up now.
Okay.
If you would like I'm getting thumbs down though. Some people are like, no, we don't want to see her.
One person, yeah, thumbs down Frank. We don't care about what thumbs down Frank says.
I'm going to go ahead and read this one because I don't want to save it for later. The Juggernaut says, I'm just going to say it. Love this channel.
Thank you. Thank you, the Juggernaut. I appreciate that. Oh, I don't remember what I was going to say.
I don't either. I have another question. That's what you started with.
Oh, yeah, I have another question. We talked about this before.
I'm glad you had to intro it all over again.
Would you buy pickups that Leslie made? I think people would.
Can we have like a special one?
Yeah.
That way it'll make me feel good because it'll be something they've never bought before,
Yeah.
so people will just have to buy it.
What would you want it to be?
Well, I don't know.
Hell if you know. Okay. If we were going to do a short run pickups, what would they be if Leslie made them?
What do you mean if I made them?
Well, I mean, I make short run stuff all the time. But if it's specific to you, if you made them, what would you, if she wound them, what would you want them to be? Not humbuckers.
I don't have to sign them right. I don't know. I don't think I could use that thing.
No. But they would come with a special note of authenticity and all
Tim
that
Ziegler
stuff.
says no. So I don't know what he's referring to, but I just want to call out that there's a no. I don't know what he's saying no to.
I don't know what he's saying no to either.
Sean McMillan.
I would watch Leslie build
I
a
would
guitar.
watch Leslie build a guitar.
We put Joy, Matt's gal, on the pickup winder while we were out there. I didn't film it because I didn't want her to feel uncomfortable, but we did do that. I have a video that I'm putting together of kind of everything from last week, so I should do that.
Shane says make pickups with green bobbins.
Green?
His favorite color.
Oh, that's his favorite color. Yeah.
Tarek says Dylan talks tone versus Leslie makes tone.
Oh,
That's pretty funny.
that's pretty good.
Sir Sneaker Pimp says pink P90s. Rusty said, would you rewind Fender Cuneife single coil pickups as an experiment and sell it back to me?
No.
That's
In fact,
very niche.
I actually asked for a set of those, and the people that were supposed to send them to me wouldn't.
Someone's dad says, I would buy Leslie made pickups if they were what I wanted. And then he said, underwound PAF-ish thing.
Okay.
Eric Luttinger, a lipstick pickup, of course.
Oh, my word.
Oh. I have a... Doc Siltonen, thank you for the super chat, Doc. He says, pickup placement is key. JJJ said he didn't care for the bridge humbucker in the pinstriped tee, but loved the bridge in the fabric top tee. Both are the same pickup. Just the one in the pinstripe tee is shifted to the neck by 12 millimeters.
Wow. That's very
I
interesting,
know somebody
Doc.
that has the fabric top.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, I can't
Yeah.
see it from my
It's right there.
current
I
location.
played it this morning.
Jason Albert said the Leslie pickup would definitely have a sweet sound like her voice.
Ooh.
Jason must live in the South.
You know what?
Live.
You know what? I have an idea.
Oh gosh,
I have an idea.
I'm not done. Doc Siltonen, thank you for another super chat. He says Leslie Fund.
Okay. Well,
I feel like I'm a charity case.
we're gonna she's gonna make some humbuckers.
But now I don't know what the fund is for. Am I going to TTG or am I making pickups?
Both.
Jason Albert said Leslie should do P90s.
Maybe we'll sell a bunch of pickups and it will actually fund.
Oh,
going
Tim
to-
Ziegler says, sorry, no, I would not buy Leslie's pickups till she hit 1,000 pairs.
I mean,
Then you're never going to buy them, Tim.
nope.
Just saying. Shane Walton said Leslie has to do humbuckers.
I have an idea. So
You don't have to say it
we'll
yet.
talk to that. No, I'm not going to say it tonight. You're not going to know. We're going to do something special.
Bud Legit 88, thank you for the super chat. Again, makes me think of Bud Light.
But
88.
legit is pretty cool.
Have you heard anything about the Seymour Duncan Jared James Nichols 3-coil humbucker?
I knew somebody was going to bring that up tonight because it came out in Guitar World this week. It is very cool. I want to buy one to take it apart. I actually might call my guy at Seymour Duncan and see if he'll send me one. I won't make them. I don't care about them. But I think the design is very cool, and I want to try it 100%. And I have a guitar to try it in, so we have a couple guitars to try it in. So it's something I would very much like to do.
Tim said, but I would buy a guitar that she made.
Oh, well,
That's like next level. You won't
I
buy
mean-
a pick, but if I made a guitar, I would put my own pickups in it. Duh.
well, if she goes to TTG in October, she's going to build a guitar, and you will be able to buy it.
All right. Mr. Goat said wide range because she is rad and can talk about all
told
the
you.
things natural like. The LAF pickup. Not a P90, an L90.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't say what. Mr. Goat said about the wide range. Rusty said LAF. Hawkman Hawk says L90. Sorry, I wasn't including people's name. What are you pointing at?
Back over here, we have more, right?
No,
Oh, that's it?
we did all 4.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay,
We
cool.
collected all 4.
Excellent. Cool.
Are you gonna talk about?
Yeah, we should
something?
talk about this real quick. So, speaking of pickups, I'm concerned. We'll just have to watch it over the next couple years, but I'm just going to bring this up. And maybe it'll just change and we won't worry about it. I had to discontinue our T90, our S90, and our H90 this week. Because there is a key part of those that is no longer being made, and I cannot make it anymore. And it's not because it's not because I can't get the part or etc. Like, I could just go to a different supplier or go to China or whatever. What it is that there's a part that was made that was stolen from another industry. A lot of things in guitar pickup land are materials and stuff that were stolen from other industries because they already existed. Well, this part's no longer being made to the same tolerances anymore, so it no longer works. There might be a replacement to it in the future, but I don't know when that is, and so we had to discontinue those products. And there's a lot of things in pickup building and in guitar making that are kind of like that. They're excuse me, I need to pour a real drink. There are Cuneife magnets, for example. I know Curtis Lamberton the other day posted from Lambertone Pickups that he's like, I will pay somebody $1,000 if they find me a supplier of Cuneife pickups.
Oh, wow.
Like, he really wants them. The problem is that...
That was wasteful.
I know. Whatever. lick it off my knee. The problem is that it's not because Cuneife magnets were no longer made for guitar stuff. It's because the related industry that magnet came from went away, and therefore there was no reason to make the magnet anymore. A lot of people think that, the guitar industry is this huge thing, but it's actually a peripheral of other technologies that makes this stuff. And so, like, for example, if the technology that required 42 gauge or 43 gauge pickup wire went away, we would lose it. I've had situations where I couldn't get particular pieces of wire, gauges of wire, because Boeing they got a government contract and bought all of this particular wire that I wanted up. So they went to all the countries or all the companies all around and they bought it all up. I know because I have a guy who told me, and he's like, yeah, that's why we can't get it for you anymore, because Boeing bought it all. So it's, and if they stopped using that product, if Boeing stopped using that product, the wire company would say, well, we don't need this anymore because Boeing's not using it. They wouldn't say we don't need it anymore because Fender's not using it, because Fender's nothing compared to all these other big companies that use this coil wire. It's not pickup wire. It's coil wire that is used in pickups. The flat work, the fiber board that goes in pickups, is actually insulation material for internal pieces of transformers and stuff. But it comes in a sheet, and they use it as these insulating panels, but Fender uses it for fiberboard that you laser cut up into the flat work for your pickups. So as technology changes and things move on from conventional electronics, I think that a lot of this stuff is going to rearrange. I'm not saying it's going to go away, and this is not like we all should be scared that our guitars are going to go away, but be aware and also be ready for changes in guitar products that will affect your guitars. That it's the same reason why we're using alternative woods and alternative materials in guitars, because the rosewood thing in 2016, for example, had nothing to do with guitars. It had to do with Chinese furniture. That's where the CITES thing came up, and that's why everybody started using Peo Ferro and everybody started using all this other stuff. It had nothing to do with guitars. It was all about Chinese furniture. So guitars are such a small part of what happens in the world that I think as guitar players we think we are the center of it, and well, they can just do this and boom, now it's done. But we are a peripheral of a lot of other things. And so it's just an interesting thing to think about. Again, don't be scared. Guitars aren't going away, but be ready for materials and building methods to change, and you're not gonna have a choice, really. Like these digital amps and stuff. A lot of that stuff is power consumption based. That has nothing to do with tone. They got to make them that way now, otherwise they're too inefficient. They can't sell them in Europe. Stuff like that. Very interesting stuff. So just be prepared for stuff like that. I think it's just an interesting thing to think about.
Doc and I are talking about you.
Oh, did you tell him?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, not really. Not all the details, but... No, maybe I did. I don't know. I was ratting you out for waiting so long.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's not 9 o'clock yet, I'll tell you about that at 9.
Are you...
That's it. I mean, I just want people to be aware that when changes come, it's not because people are out to get you or anything. It's because it's the way the world is. It's 2023.
All right, I have collected some things.
Let's do it.
I'm going to read this one because he shows up every week. I've only seen him be able to stay a couple times. But
Oh, okay.
Robert Hastings.
Hello.
is
He's on
always
Patreon a lot, too.
Here to say hello.
Mhm.
Hello, Leslie, Dylan, Paul, and everyone. My usual hello, goodbye. See you tomorrow. My only problem with Dylan's pickups is that I don't have enough guitars for all the ones I want. I'm working on it. So Robert is probably at rehearsal, which he does every Thursday night.
That's right. Yep.
But thank you, Robert,
And then he watches
for
it in
popping
replay.
in.
Thanks, Robert.
Tarek, I don't know if I'm saying that right. Tarek, I don't know. I apologize. Watched your stream on 2 cheap guitars. How much does a new guitar that is made ethically acceptable need to cost?
$2,500.
Ethically acceptable.
I mean, a new American-made guitar where everybody gets paid is a $2,000 to $2,500 guitar. And I'm not saying that just because it's made here, it's better. And I'm not saying that we do everything right at Fender or Gibson or whatever. But if you took that same scale and took that to Indonesia, I suppose it could be a little cheaper, but not, Harley Benton just came out with these $219 PRS copies. It's not possible. They are doing it because it is government subsidized garbage. That's what it is. And so that's why. Somebody tried to challenge me the other day on that video saying, well, the parts that, economy of scale, so if you buy 1,000 tuners or 10,000 tuners instead of 1,000 tuners, but a $50 set of tuners does not become 50 cents. It still takes the cost of what it costs to make a particular tiny piece. So,
And typically scaling up in those numbers, product costs may come down, but you also should have more people and or equipment.
Correct. This screw right here in this knife, if it costs 15 cents, or let's say it costs 10 cents or whatever, let's say it costs 10 cents. Just because you buy 100,000 of them from China doesn't mean that the screw is now, let's say the screw now costs 6 cents instead of 10 cents. It doesn't cost 1/10 of a cent like China would want you to believe. That is being subsidized. So if you're okay with that, I have no problem. You buy guitars wherever you want. And I'm not saying you shouldn't. I'm just saying I want you to think about the fact that because something is cheap doesn't mean it was made more cheaply. Somebody paid for that. Just really think about that.
That was a dramatic pause I'm going to let him sit on. Just kidding. Martian Murray, Dylan, do you make... Oh, that wasn't a question. Martian Murray, Dylan, you make DAFs.
Yep.
Why not D's 90s? You all right? That was funny.
Done. That's amazing.
That's a shirt.
That's a shirt.
D's 90s.
That's a shirt. Ooh.
I have all the stuff I want to do already.
My God.
You-
Yes. Yes.
We'll talk about that after hours too.
Yes. Oh, yeah. She wants to tell you about a whole thing she's been working on all week. So that's an after hours
I
thing.
forgot to get the stuff out.
Oh, well, we can, during we can, like,
There's a segue.
you know, like
Do we have
Wayne's
one of
World.
those?
Yeah.
Wow. D's 90s. Are you going to remember that? I'm not going to remember that.
I mean, we got to write it down. That is amazing.
Your local Pennsylvania bassist says, what do you think about Mitchell MD200?
I think if that is the best guitar that you can buy, then I think you should buy it. I'm not. If you are in a position to save up for like a classic vibe, or an Epiphone, and you know you have to be in that budget range, but you have the ability to maybe be a little patient and save up for something else, I would. But if that is what you can do to get playing guitar, then do it. I would never discourage somebody from buying a guitar that is available to them. The guitar that is available to them. Yeah.
Mike Walker says, perhaps you have aluminum, nickel, cadmium, cobalt poisoning.
Nope.
Windsurf Maui. It's something a good scotch can't fix. Hope you feel better.
Right now it's fixing it, but it needs more than that.
Steve Rezer says, not butt stuff, so not aliens.
No, not but.
Sovereign, would you say the spectrum of pickups are single coils and humbuckers, and everything else companies make are just on the spectrum?
That's an interesting question. I think, you have your traditional single coil. So let's define single coil, right? So P90s are single coils, but they're a completely different construction and magnet and wind count and all that stuff. Humbucker, PAF humbucker was let's see if we can make a P90 silent. So they just split the wind count in half and the screws and stuff. Strat, Tele, Jazzmaster, Jaguar pickup is very, very similar in construction. Some of them have claws and plates and stuff, but very similar. Even a Jazzmaster is similar, but just a way different dimension. But then you get into like blade pickups, and you get into double blade like Tele and Strat pickups and stuff like that. Then I think those are, they're not compromises. It depends how the consumer sees them. The reason I don't make a lot of that stuff is because there's an expectation with some of those pickups where it's like, well, I want it to sound like a single coil, but I want it to be a humbucker. Well, A, that's impossible because physics. I don't care what the marketing people tell you. It's not possible. It sounds kind of like it, but it doesn't sound all the way like it because physics. I want this humbucker to sound more like a single coil. I mean, we've gotten pretty close with center punch, but it's not the same. The center punch is better than the average humbucker to split, but it's not the same. Because physics, the dimension of the coil and the construction of the pickup, it's not negotiable. But what happens on the marketing side is people will say, well, I want a humbucker that sounds like a single coil, and I want a single coil that sounds like a humbucker, and then they sell these compromises and expectations are set. Well, here is a single coil sized humbucker. Okay, yeah, it's single coil sized, and it sounds kind of more like a humbucker, but it doesn't sound like a humbucker, a real one. And then you have it the other way too. And I don't like to make that stuff because, like in Matt's stream, somebody was accusing him of lying about stuff, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to, when I say lying about stuff, like misleading customers, it can't be done. Yeah, you can kind of get close, but why would I set your expectations for something that in science is not possible? It just doesn't make sense to me, so that's why we don't do it.
Doc Stilton says, because physics. That's a new t-shirt idea. Take my money.
It's for real. Like a guitar.
Did you write that down too?
Yeah, I will.
He always says that he has these great ideas, and then they never make it to me.
I know. It's true. I think stuff, and then I just keep thinking, and then it just goes away.
Windsurf Maui says, probably something Dylan caught in Colorado. Got some bad Colorado weed.
No.
Someone's dad says, drinking a Victory Berry Monkey tonight as I eat supper. Any libations down y'all's way?
Yeah, I'm drinking some Talisker scotch and a sparkly water.
Sparkly?
Mm-hmm.
Is that different than sparkling?
Well, I mean, yeah, sure.
Sir Sneaker Pimp, have you seen part 2 of Stumac's Guitar Rescue? I thought about you when his pickup tech was dissecting his original pickups to try to salvage them.
I did not. I need to get with them. They want me to come there and shoot some stuff, but I don't know what that means.
What that means? What does it mean?
I don't know.
Doc Siltonen said, could we work on getting you a ball sack shaver sponsorship? Anybody know a guy? My Cheer says, what is the DC yellow guitar in the back? Can we see it?
Yeah, absolutely you can see it. I like this guitar a lot because and I play this guitar a lot. This is, well, yeah, it's the one that has the strap on it right now. This is a double cut Les Paul Jr. style guitar that someone in the comments made, actually. Doc, in the comments, built me this guitar for me. It even has my name, like, engraved on the back of it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, see it?
I did not know that.
It says Dylan 1-1 right there.
Nope, I did not know that.
Cool, right?
I don't know how I ever missed that.
Yeah. So, and this is totally nitro, bro. It's nitrocellulose finish on mahogany body, and it's
It's kept some of that.
it's kept it. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And I use coffee grounds to make it stand out.
Yeah.
And then I lacquer checked it and added the pinup grills. There's one on the back and one on the front. And yeah, this is my Junior. I really, really love this guitar. It's got my pickup in it still. I have some of Don's pickups, and he said, I'd like you to put one of my pickups in there. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. So I have a couple of them over there that's going to happen.
Oh, okay, yeah, because he wants his.
Yeah, just so that the whole
guitars.
thing
Yeah,
is
yeah.
his, you know. So, yeah, but this is a great instrument. Although we've been using it in videos with my pickup in it lately. So that's the other reason why I've kept this pickup in it, because we've done some comparisons and stuff to sell our P90. And I really, really enjoy playing this guitar. I have a Gibson SG Junior that I really, really love in cherry. But this thing is super phenomenal. It's great. It's super light. It feels great. The finish is great. It plays great. Yeah, it's awesome.
The strap came off though.
No, I know. I
Oh.
did that so I could
Oh.
flip it.
I missed a super chat. We gotta get
Uh-oh.
caught up. Mr. Goat, thank you for the super chat. Sorry I missed it. Thank you for posting that I missed it.
Yeah.
Baby Goat is wondering your take on Mythos pedals, and if you have heard the Mythos humbuckers. I believe Porter makes them. Please feel better, bud.
I have not heard their stuff. I have heard about them because Blake, my friend Blake from Tone Mob, is friends with them, but I don't know much about them. I have not. I bet they're awesome.
Is Baby Goat the same as Baby Girl?
Probably. Oh, I don't know.
We had Girl Cat and Baby Girl, and now we have Baby Goat.
Maybe he changed
or
it.
is there another baby?
Ooh, I don't know. Or maybe there's actually a baby goat that wants to know.
I don't know.
Good question.
All questions I don't know the answers to.
It's true.
All right. And I think there's another one. Yes.
Uh-oh. Cool. Thanks, Dan Morris.
Dan Morris, Old Dog Guitars. Thank you for the super chat. I saw a split single coil someplace that looked something like a precision bass pickup. Seems like a possible noiseless alternative to a single coil.
Yeah, so who does that? There's a couple of people that do it. It's like got a zig in it. Like a kind of
Why not a zag?
Well, it could be a zag, I suppose. Maybe it's a zig in the bridge and a zag in the neck, or vice versa. I don't know. I've seen that. It's pretty neat. The thing is that again, that changes the coil dimension, because what that actually is two short little coils that are offset from each other. It's not one long one, which makes a difference. But very cool.
Sean McMillan says, because science, black T, white letters, 2XL, please. Putting their request in. All right. Let me just see. Oh, Doc Siltonen said that is the only TV yellow Model J that will ever be made. Ever. All right. So. Oh, people are calling me out. Sorry, I missed the super chat, Mr. Goat, but I got you now. I don't know how I missed it. Probably because I was on the other. See, there's another one.
No, that's a cab.
GM.
I'm medicating.
Thank you for the super chat, GM. Just saying hi. Always a good day when I catch you all live.
Thanks.
And it shows a hand, so is a member on YouTube. I don't remember that name, but cool.
Thank you, GM. Thank you a lot, actually.
Let's see. Okay, I need. Mr. Goat says baby girl is baby goat.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, the reason I missed stuff is because I have to pop to another
Pop to another
thing
screen.
where I grab comments. So we'll pick back up there. Again, they put them in whatever order, so I apologize. Oh, we only have 12 minutes left.
Yep. Lightning
and I have
round.
29 things.
Lightning round. If you want your question answered for sure, got to use the super chat at this point. We're gonna just.
You need to figure out how to turn that heart off. Somebody said you could do it.
Oh, I forgot about that. Okay.
Victor Neri, greetings from Brazil. Dylan, I'd like to ask you if there's a way using C, R, or even an L to make two single coils in series sound more like a traditional humbucker, not so twang.
You can do that.
What's C, R, or L?
I don't know what he means that to be.
Oh.
But you can wire it like that, and it will work. Yeah, it's really cool. Sounds awesome. Four-way on a telly is a good example. Next.
Shiznit, do you remember the transparent plastic everything that was made out of the 90s, like a Game Boy or an iMac? Do they make bobbins out of that plastic? LOL.
We make clear bobbins, and they are available on the website.
Transparent and clear aren't the same,
Transparent.
are they?
They're transparent.
Doc Siltonen, you need to do a Leslie built guitar, both the guitar and the pickup. Maybe even a Les Paul Jr. shaped guitar. Leslie West tribute by Leslie from the South.
So I think the thing in October is a Strat thing. So, but yeah, we could work on that.
Shane Walton says Leslie needs to make a metal guitar. How about the bat shape?
Oh, yeah.
That one came twice. Fox Guitars Rock says, you okay, Dylan? Sounding a little rough.
Little rough.
Hawkman Hawk says, glad I got my Super 90. We will all be playing Fluence pickups.
Nah, I hope not.
Thomas Cantasano, doing a build with 2,000-year-old wet redwood, considering Fishman Fluence P90s. Oh, I guess that's not a question.
That'd be cool.
Vanche Guitar says, Dylan, is it the little phenolic tubes?
Yep.
Maybe he's got a hookup.
Yeah, if you've got a hookup, please let me know. But the problem is the tolerances. I talked to the folks that blah, 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 blah. And the thing is that the people that make them to a different tolerance now because it's for something else. It's not for what we're using them for. So.
T-Bone. Hey, DNL. Dylan, I'm very impressed with the SE Silver Sky. I'd have to sell my 2011 American Standard. Good idea or bad one?
I mean, if you like the guitar, play what you like, for sure. I like my Silver Sky SE too.
Vox Guitars rock. If you are on a very tight budget, what's the best mod for a Strat that costs nothing or next to nothing?
Float the trim.
Ooh. Heaven's Protocol. I don't think this is a question. 2,500 to 3,500 for USA Carbon in stock all day long. I'm Carbon Sicko. V220. I don't know what
I need to try one of those.
All right, we need to find the questions.
Yeah.
Sir Sneaker Pimp. So where is Fender getting their Cuneife magnets if they are very hard to source?
I think they're having them made. And I think it's an exclusive deal. That is my guess.
Vox Guitars rock. Is it true that a lot of guitar companies make 22 fret guitars instead of 24 frets because of the neck pickup placement?
That can be a thing. Yeah. Because you have to move it.
Gabriel Sanchez. Dylan, you're a fellow lefty. Why don't you play lefty guitars?
Because then you'd only have like 3 choices. No, literally, that's why. When I was a kid and I was going to learn, we owned a guitar store when I was a kid. And my dad's like, here, play right-handed. You'll hate your life if you play left-handed. So I did.
Super chat from Galaxy Stranger 01.
Sweet.
What are you doing?
Is that his first one?
Oh, thank you for the super chat. Yes, celebrate the first super chat from Galaxy Stranger 01. It looks like you're having like a first birthday party or something. The way they like.
Yep.
Anyway, thank you for the super
I just
chat.
want to say, I want to make sure we point that out because I just recognize the name as being new. It's nice to have you around. You might have been around for a long time, lurking in the comments, but
Lurking.
welcome.
Not being a jerk. Can you explain to a lay person the difference between your Artisan product versus other mass-produced aftermarket pickups such as Duncan's?
Yeah, so there's a couple things. And honestly, it probably has less to do with the product and more to do with this. I've been thinking about that a lot lately because people ask that all the time. And I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. I'm just not. Seymour Duncan makes great pickups. I don't like the Marzios, but you can buy custom shop Seymour Duncan stuff. That antiquity stuff is great. And it's real consistent and it's nice, but it's not cheaper. And I like the fact that we can, for a reasonable price, do a couple of things that Seymour Duncan cannot do. One, we can communicate with you. Seymour Duncan's not going to do a live stream and hang out with you in the comments. And then when the live stream is over at 9 o'clock, hang out with you and talk to you about what he had for dinner or what you had for dinner. He doesn't do that. And I think that's missing in 2023. And if you're a person who only cares about saving a buck and only wants the cheapest thing and doesn't care about that, the reality of where a product comes from, and if you just want to click the Amazon Prime button and have it show up at your door in 2 days, then my product is not for you. And I'm not saying you're not that person. I did not assume that because you did not assume that about me. But for those people that are like that, I just say, go ahead, go buy it off of Amazon and get it in 2 days. But there's a whole thing that I think in 2023 is few and far between, and it's this. It's running into you on the street. It's these conversations. It's being able to really understand not only why you buy a thing or what should you buy, but like why you should buy it and what are you actually trying to do with your guitar. You can just name a product with a Slash pickup. You're not going to sound like Slash. Why is that? If you buy something from me, I'm going to tell you what and why and how and where, and you're going to really be happy with that product, except for that one guy last week.
He didn't even have the product.
He didn't even have it. Who thinks that 3 weeks is too long to wait for a handmade product? So, that guy can go buy from somewhere else. And it doesn't hurt my feelings. If you decide, like the guy earlier who was like, I'm going to build this awesome guitar and I'm going to put a Fishman Fluence P90 in it. Those are cool. I did not even say, well, you should try mine. I didn't even say that because I think those are cool. Everybody has a place and everybody has a home and what they're comfortable with and what they like. My job is to make you comfortable with what we do and to be a part of this family and community that we've built. And if you like to buy those kind of things, and I think part of the cost of the product is, and I think this is something, we talked about this on Tuesday a little bit, people don't take for granted the things that are not the product themselves. So people will look at this pen and they will say, okay, this pen's $100, okay? And they will say, well, that's $6 worth of titanium and that's blah, 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 blah. This thing should only be $15. Really? Like, what about the all the marketing time? What about all of the communication with the public? What about all of the work that goes into making sure that you even know that this pen exists? All those things are part of it. And I think we try to do that really, really well. We don't buy ads in magazines. We don't take ball sack shaver sponsorships, although maybe I would. But we don't normally because this is what's important. This right here. And but it also all takes time. That camera costs money. This computer costs money. My electricity costs money. Everything costs money to make it go. So everything outside of just the product itself is part of the product. And I want people to understand and appreciate that. Some people can't. Some people want to go for falling prices with a little yellow smiley face or whatever. That's okay. No problem. Those just aren't my people.
Yeah, and Galaxy Stranger made another comment. They said, thanks. I know firsthand there's a difference between cheap pickups and quality ones. Mm-hmm. Custom pickups like these are on an entirely different level. Yeah, so maybe you're just learning. That's cool.
Yeah. And what we do is better, but sometimes it's not quantifiable until you put it in a guitar and you play it.
Yeah.
And that's why this conversation is important. Because when we do a demo, we get to really show you. Instead of going on, and nothing against Seymour Duncan. I love those guys. Their number one engineer, Kevin Beller, I've known him for 20 years. He's a really cool guy. I could call him right now and we could have a conversation. I really like him a lot. And he's designed everything for 40 years for Seymour. But you go to the Seymour Duncan website. You can't call Kevin Beller. I can because I've known him for a long time. But not that no average person can call Kevin Beller and be like, hey, what's up with this pickup? You have to go to the website. And you have to look at the little bar graph. It's like this much mid-range, this much output, this much whatever, and you have to make a decision on whether that's the thing that's good for you or not. That's not the experience that you get at Dylan Talks Tone because of all this stuff that we do. And so we really make sure that you get the right thing. And I'm not saying they don't. I'm just saying we do it differently. We just have a different approach. And that approach contributes to the cost and the everything of what we do. Yeah, and I thank you for appreciating it. To everybody that watches this stuff, thank you for appreciating it.
Super chat from Doug Santinello. Thank you for the super chat, Doug. He says, do you know anything about the under pickguard neck pickups for tellies?
Mm-hmm. It's like a It's like a little Firebird bobbin with a really strong magnet in it. I made one before.
Mm-hmm. Is that the candy guitar? That was a different thing. Wasn't
No,
the
that
same
wasn't the
guitar.
Skittles guitar. No.
Are you sure?
Mm-mm.
It
I mean,
wasn't?
I'm sure it was not.
Oh.
I put it in the purple one.
I mean, we're going back.
We're going back. So the purple one that's in Chile now.
Yeah.
Somebody just reposted a picture of that the other day. Some random on the internet.
Oh, wow.
That guitar came up on the internet the other day, and I was like, man, that guitar was really cool.
Is that the one you took the whole purple
I took the picture with it because I have those purple
Yeah.
and ones, and I have, a bunch of purple clothes. Yep. But anyways, when we first built that guitar, I routed it, and I put a single coil underneath the pick guard, and then put like an Esquire pick guard on it. It worked. It's cool. I have some ideas about how it could be better.
Is he saying that somebody makes them now?
Yeah, Seymour Duncan makes them.
Oh, okay.
It's for Brad Paisley.
That makes sense.
That I haven't, somebody from Fender showed me a prototype of a different one that worked better, but it was only in a custom shop thing, and it never made it to production, and it's something I think I could pull off. Yep.
We're going to close out this hour with Super Chats, I think.
Cool.
Super Chat from Timothy Potter. Thank you for the Super Chat, Timothy. He says, enjoyed your coverage in Colorado at TTG.
Thanks.
I really want to go there. Leslie, love your hairstyle. It looks great. Would love to see Leslie build a guitar with her pickups in it. Dylan, I hope you bounce back quickly. Now he's laughing.
I'm laughing.
Because this is the hairstyle that, like, for work, I don't want to do anything with my hair. Same hairstyle
That's
I
not
go
the
to
funny
bed
part.
with. I'm going to tell. We're about to be in after hours. So I went out with my hair like this earlier today.
I wasn't feeling well. I always drive everywhere, and I'm like, can you please drive? Because this is I'm not well.
So, if you've never had long hair before, like, having long hair is a thing in and itself. Like,
Oh my
you
God.
can, like, have crazy hair if the windows are down or etc. But my hair was like this, and when I got in the car and I shut the door, I shut my bun in the car door.
And she's like that. And then when she got in the car, it was like all messed
it
up.
was so
I
messed
just
up. I was
that's
like-
the messed up bun look. That's so funny.
Yeah. So anyway.
Oh, that's why it
Thank
was
you,
funny.
Timothy.
There was like a whole inside joke to that.
But
It
this
was
is
funny.
the hairstyle I wear because it makes my headphones not fall off at work, and yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is the I don't want to deal with my hairstyle. So I'm glad you like it.
Mm-hmm. Is there more super chats underneath there?
I don't know. I have to scroll and see.
Cool. And if there is.
Yep.
Jason.
Don't know exactly what this is for. Jason Gale, thank you for the super chat. He
It's
said
just
it's
money.
just money.
Thanks,
with
Jason.
a heart.
I appreciate that.
A red heart that I couldn't see on this screen, so
Thank
it's
you.
red here. It is 9:03.
All right.
I still had 14 things sitting over here.
It's all right.
But
Yeah.
sorry if we missed you.
Yeah, so here's how this works. We talk about guitar stuff till 9 o'clock. And then we just go off topic. We have some stories to tell you, some stuff we want to share with you. Leslie's been working on some stuff. It's not guitar related, but it's us related that we want to share with you. We do this every Thursday. If you showed up late and you're bummed out, show up earlier next week. Or you can ask a guitar question after 9 o'clock only as a super chat, and we will still answer it. If you ask a guitar question, we will not answer it unless it's a super chat after 9 o'clock. If you don't like that, show up earlier next week. It's just kind of a thing we do to just kind of like hang out with y'all and just be a part of everybody. So let me tell you this story. I've had a toothache for like 3 weeks.
That he did not share.
I did not tell her about it because we had to go to Colorado. I made a dentist appointment. It was just a thing. I honestly thought, because when we went to Colorado, of course there's elevation and whatever, and I just figured it was a sinus thing. I've had in the past the thing where like you got to get on a plane, and your ear really hurts and your jaw hurts and stuff because your sinuses are messed up. So I just figured that's kind of what it was. because y'all, at my age, and I don't talk about my age on the internet, but I'm not young. I've never had a cavity. I've never had any decay. I've never had anything. Never had nothing. My whole life. 3 days ago, my tooth, Don, number 19.
Didn't know it was his tooth at the time, though.
Yeah, didn't know it was my tooth. No, number 19, lower. I took a picture of the x-ray. I'll send it to you later.
Number 19 lower, like you have 19 on the top and 19 on the bottom.
No, it's 20. I think the way they
He knows how they count teeth.
Whatever. Anyways, it's number 19.
He would also know it's on the bottom.
Yeah, I guess he would. Anyway, so I woke up a couple days ago and I thought I had an ear infection. So I went to the doctor. This was yesterday morning. I went to the doctor and I was like, yo, I think I have an ear infection. And he checked me all out and he's like, first of all, he's like, you have no earwax in both of your ears. You keep your ears really clean.
How
and I'm
awkward.
like, well, thanks. Yes, ear maintenance is important to me. Like, because it kind of is.
Do you know who else cares about ears?
You?
And besides me, gets super grossed out, and fusses. We'll talk about people's ears. Is Billy, the piercer.
Really?
If he has to touch your ear and it's gross, he's like, do people not know what Q-tips are? And he's one of those people that's you're not really supposed to use Q-tips in your ear. Don't follow our advice. That's what they say. But
yeah,
he's like, and it just feels so good. Why are people not doing that?
I don't get it. I agreed. Ear maintenance is important. Anyways, he stuck his finger in my ear though, and apparently you can tell if your tibial-mandibular joint is swollen from your ear because it swells up and you can feel it up in here in part of your jaw, up here. So anyway, he's like, there's nothing wrong with the ear, but there's something going on in your mouth. So, and I'm like, crap. So I had a dentist appointment for this coming Wednesday. So I'm like, I'll just tough it out. Last night I was crying. I have a massive pain tolerance. I can take pain like crazy. Last night and then this morning I took a sip of coffee and it hit that tooth and I had tears in my eyes. It hurt so bad. So I called the dentist this morning and they're like, we have no appointments till February of 2024, but can you be here in 15 minutes?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm already in the car because I was leaving Walgreens getting my Motrin prescription for pain from yesterday. So I go to the dentist. They're like, everything looks fine. You don't have any cavities. Everything's fine, but it looks like you have an abscess. So I have an abscess underneath this one tooth. We're gonna send you to the periodontal place because you need some other work done before we can do this other work. And they'll take care of you over there. So then I go over there and this is at 3 o'clock. So I go over there at 3 o'clock. And then they're like, well, you need a root canal. You actually should have went and got a root canal. So now I have to go get a root canal on Wednesday. They can't get me in until Wednesday. So I'm living with a tooth that needs a root canal, which is basically mouthwash with whiskey every few hours, taking a bunch of Motrin, got some amoxicillin to kill the abscess in the thing. I'm just literally living in huge amounts of pain right now. It's ridiculous. I'm okay right now, but we get done and maybe Don was talking about, what did Don call that today? He texted me today. So Don in the comments, the one who built the yellow guitar, he's a dentist, and so he helps me out with dentist-related stuff once in a while. Oh, gate control theory of pain perception. So I think that's what's happening right now. I'm distracted by what we have to do, and then once we get done, my mouth is just kind of and I'm going to have to drink some more. So, or probably just go to bed. I slept for 2 hours there. It felt like 2 hours. Just because I was like, well, the easiest way for me to deal with pain is just sleep. So in between all of that, I've been making pickups, literally sitting at the winder, with my face all hurting, and then trying to get work done because we've been gone for 2 weeks. I can't be behind. It's just been crazy. It's been an absolute ridiculous week. I did get a new rifle. That was really exciting. So that's pretty cool.
You can't just move on.
But anyways, that's what it is.
I have to scroll way back. Because there's more than one Rusty in here, so I got it all confused. But Rusty Shackleford, thank you for the super chat. It did come through. It is blank, so please ask you said you did have a question, but weren't sure if your super chat came through. But I've seen all of that, so let me know what your question is, Rusty Shackleford.
Put a bunch of question marks in front of it or something so she can catch it.
Because he said he did have a guitar question.
Okay, cool.
And he sent a super chat, so we are...
Okay, cool.
We're here for it.
Excellent.
People are like, don't get a root canal, just pull it. I haven't seen Doc say that. I specifically asked the last time I needed something done. I argued with everybody, like, I want to know all my options.
Well,
and
he
they
asked
were
me.
like, you're too young to start pulling teeth because
Yes.
you need all your teeth.
Yes. I actually was going to talk to Don about that. I was going to actually ask him about that. But I know the answer for me personally.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not young, but I'm got enough life in me. I need all my teeth. Because he gave me that. He would have pulled it today.
What? Really?
Yeah. He's like...
My doctor would not. Wouldn't
No,
even humor the thought.
The periodontist. He looked right at me and he's like, do you want to keep the tooth or not?
Wow.
And I'm like, it's up to you. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to keep it. He's like, well, then you need to get a root canal. And I can't do that. He would have pulled the tooth today.
Oh my gosh.
But I ain't doing that.
My dentist was like, the dentist and of course the endodontist, but I asked why. And somebody drew me a picture. Like, this is why. This is how your teeth work. And this one's going to get loose if you don't have... And I was like, oh.
They all kind of fit in there. They like work together to stay where they're supposed to be. And that's one of the reasons why they left one of my wisdom teeth in. Because the way it was in there was like, if we take this out, you already spent $4,000 on your braces. You take this out, all your top teeth are going to move, and it's not bothering you, so leave them in there.
Give 'em two says, hang in there, Dylan. Think about all those caps we're going to bust in October. You too, Leslie.
So we got to meet Give 'em two at
he had to tell me he was giving them two.
And understand what that was for. That's a really neat what that means.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to meet him someday, and he'll let you explain that to him.
He'll let you explain it?
Or he will explain that to you. Give 'em two is a really cool cat. He actually texted me the other day. Really cool cat. And we're going to go to the range when we go to Colorado. Give 'em two. I got a really cool rifle yesterday. I was hanging out with Matt way too much. And I got really kind of went down this whole Cold War rabbit hole, like history of Cold War rifles. And so I got a G3. And Give 'em two, you'll know what that is. In 308. So I get a G3 in 308. And it is...
Yeah, Doc says, save it if you can.
I knew he would say... And I'll send you the X-ray. What the guy was explaining to me is he's like, a lot of times you can tell when it's dead around the bottom of the root. But he's like, it's barely this little line, like it was barely dead almost. And he's like, so it's still good in there, like go ahead and do a root canal. So, but he would have pulled it. I don't know, it was weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, anyway.
Because I think last time I would have just let them pull my tooth. Like I was the opposite of what you're saying. I would have but they would not. They were like, no, let me tell you why.
I already broke this one when I got in my motorcycle accident. I broke my back molar. The dentist actually today, she's like, you have no decay or any problems anywhere except for you have some soft enamel or whatever developmental. I was born like 6 weeks preemie, so I have some things like that didn't develop properly. But throughout my whole self. That's why my eye is lazy, a couple things like that. But she's like, the only thing is that busted tooth and that other busted tooth, which I bit off in my motorcycle accident. She's like, we could fix that if you want, but if it's not bugging you, don't worry about it.
All right. I think Rusty Shackleford sent...
A question?
because I was going to put it on the screen. Oh, here we go. Rusty Shackelford. I have a super switch wiring diagram for Hum Hum that shows 3 wires for each pickup going to switch, but 1 not. 1 extra wire is a start and 1 a finish. Where do they go? To ground? Does that not mess things up?
Send me that. I have to look at that. I suck at wiring diagrams without being able to visualize them and understand where it fits in the guitar. So if you want to email me that, you're welcome to do that. I'll try to help you with it. But it's something I can't visualize. So sometimes one gets hooked to another pickup, like the hot of another pickup for a series hookup, and the other one goes to ground. So that might be it, but I don't know until I see it. And if I don't know, I have a friend that's really good at super switch stuff, and he can help me with it.
I have no idea what Doc is talking about. He's getting very technical on us. The fact that the apex of the root is not wide means the tooth is still dying, which is why it hurts so much. It will get less painful soon.
I hope so. Freaking hurts, man. Here, I'll send you this X-ray right
This
now.
email. Yeah, so now we're having all this dental talk. It's hilarious. Let's see. Daryl P said, I built a G3. Someone's dad says G3s are pretty neat. FALs are the right hand of freedom, though. Someone's dad says, I have serious beef with everything HK, though. I'm a Browning FN loyalist. HK can get bent. What with them suing the Finns over no-bid arms contracts.
Oh, yeah. So there is a whole thing. So mine is not an HK. It is a PTR 91. So it's made in the United States. It's a copy. Because nobody can afford a regular HK G3. And there's a couple things I wanted. I got, it is not new old stock or surplus furniture. It's black polymer furniture. And it has a Picatinny rail on the top. So it's not the legit one, but it is second to that. It's kind of like putting a 5-way in a old Strat because it's better that way, you know? I have not shot it yet. I just got it yesterday, and I just bought like 44. 308 is so expensive. I don't know why I bought this thing. But I'm going to take it to the range tomorrow.
Because he had to go to a different range.
Because I have to go to a different range. Because the range that I'm a member at, you could only shoot 223 there. That's the other funny thing about the whole tooth thing. So I'm taking Motrin yesterday, and I'm feeling okay. Like it's all right. And I haven't. Of course, we've been gone, so I haven't been to the range. And I needed to zero a red dot, so I took my AR to the range, and I don't know. I only shot like 20 rounds of AR, and then shot my pistol for a while, and then came home, and about like an hour later, my jaw is just like hurting so bad. I'm like in tears, hurting so bad. And Leslie's like, "Well, maybe it's because you had your AR pressed up to your cheek for." Like, I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. It's probably not a good idea to, like, with a really sore jaw, be, like, pressing your AR to your cheek.
Can I make things on the bottom, that text on the fly? Is this what this does?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Can we come up with something to designate that this is after hours and what time guitar live stream is? Like, I think we should be more clear about what we're doing when people show up.
Sure. Just type it in and resize it. Say whatever you want to say. Say, this is, just say DTT off topic after hours. Everybody knows what DTT means. Most people do. It's not DTF. DTF hour after hours. Off topic after hours. Boom. Done. Take the background off of it.
Can we can you make it 2 lines?
Yeah. Guitar questions with Super Chat.
No, I don't want to put that. I want to say
Guitar till 9 or something.
what was it?
Yeah, that's fine. Perfect. Yep. And then just
Can we just leave it down there?
yeah, just you can just take it and right over there.
Okay.
And then that way people can know what's up.
Yeah, just trying to be clearer. I feel like people are super confused when they show up and they don't realize, and
When it's
maybe
late.
the time is, they just see you live. And
And maybe because they're in a different time zone or something,
Yeah.
they might not realize what's up. Okay, no, that's cool.
Or maybe I should say was, not is. Wait, how do I edit it?
Double click it.
Ooh. Let's just say.
Perfect.
Okay.
Boom. We can make a little fancy graphic that goes up
Yeah,
there.
we'll figure
Yeah,
it
we'll
out.
figure
But
it out later.
I keep seeing things and I'm like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
I feel really bad actually because people are very confused and then they get mad and.
Yeah, we don't make people mad.
Let's see.
Are we past all the teeth? Oh, Super Chat.
Jeffrey Egan, thank you for the super chat, Jeffrey. He says, Dylan, for your AR build, did you source the parts in Colorado or pre-order them?
I bought everything from Aero Precision in Washington and shipped it all to Colorado except the lower receiver. Shipped that to my local FFL and then just brought it with me when I went out there. Because I'd never built one before, so I just wanted Matt's help because Matt has all the cool tools and stuff, so he helped me with it. It literally took like 40 minutes and it was done. And then we went and put about 80 rounds through it and then took it all back apart again and pinned everything and, because I didn't want to Loctite everything before I knew it all worked. So I took it all back apart and re-Loctite it and stuff. And now it's all good. Super cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
I didn't get the comment at first, but I forgot. Timothy Potter is a vet, and I forgot about that.
Oh, okay.
Because Timothy Potter says, Dylan, just bark at me a few times and I can fix that tooth. I'm not allowed to work on people. And I was like, wait, he's a dentist.
That's amazing. That means all of his prescription bottles are blue.
It was just, I was like, why would you bark at him?
Oh, that's so funny. Oh, man.
Okay, sorry about that. That is funny.
That is funny.
I grabbed a few things.
Okay.
So that we don't get behind here.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Egan ended up sending his question in a super chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Jason Gale says, when are you driving? I'm reading ahead and then it messes me up. When are you going to Colorado? I'm driving an RV from Phoenix to Cookeville, Tennessee for the Muddy Roots Music Festival, September 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, Labor Day weekend, but I'm arriving a day or two early for the pre-party.
Cookeville? That's where Laura and Ryan are.
Is that
Yeah.
Cookeville?
Yeah, Cookeville's between...
Like
right
hour outside of Nashville or
yeah,
something?
like 20 minutes from Crossville, right? Yeah, that's Cookeville.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we have friends that live there.
What is the Muddy Roots Festival? He's coming all the way from Phoenix.
Wow.
We are not traveling during that time.
We are
by the
not
way,
traveling
Jason.
during that time. Yeah, we are not going again until October. First week of October. Shoosh, it's only 6 weeks. Good Lord.
Give
8
him
weeks.
2 says, way cool. I had an H&K 91 back in the day, the civilian version of the G3, kind of like a German version of an M14.
Uh-huh.
Very serious extraction speed of the spent brass.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think about that too, being left-handed, so we'll see how that works.
Oh, Jason Gale said it's at the Junebug Ranch, an old biker ranch.
Oh, interesting.
Junebug Ranch. That's funny. Joe Coach says, I just have to say, please stay true and honest. I love that about your content, and I don't agree sometimes. Please never change. Thank you, Dylan.
I appreciate that. You know, I was watching a channel that I respect today, and one of the things he always says in his videos is, we make our videos for you, not for the industry.
Yeah.
And I've stolen a lot of things from him. The whole thing about the reason we have Patreon, the reason we have it's because it allows us to make videos for you and not the industry. And it makes it to where we don't have to be beholden to anybody. We can say whatever we want. The reason we don't get a lot of free stuff is because we stay honest. And I really hope that people get that in what we do. So thanks for noticing that and appreciating that, even when you don't agree with stuff. I think that's really important, that when you don't agree with stuff, you're just like, I don't agree, but, we're all guitar people. So thank you for that. That's the whole thing I'm trying to get across.
Doug Santinello says, in big letters, so he's screaming at us, love the golf in Crossville. And remember all the signs, and we were like, what? I've never even heard of this. So it's very interesting. Like, it must really be they did have a lot of courses and a lot of retired people there.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of golf, but I was totally surprised when we spent that time there. I like the temperature in Crossville.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Friggin' hot everywhere except
it's because it's 3,500 feet on the Cumberland Plateau, and it's so beautiful, and right in the center of Tennessee.
Yeah.
There was
it was really pretty.
And there was a housing development there.
Yes. We were totally going to buy a house.
Cool. Yeah, I wanted to buy a house there so bad. And it was like a 2,500 square foot house with a 70-foot garage that was a 14-foot door that you could park your motorhome inside and plug it in and have all the sewer hookups and everything, and plug your because we had a 38-foot coach at that time. You could plug your motorhome in there, have my shop in the back behind the motorhome, all air conditioned, and have like a 2,500 square foot house. It was amazing.
They didn't have any that we wanted at the time.
No.
We probably would have
would have done it.
Because it
was
wasn't
so
just
cool.
that it's perfect and the whole neighborhood is like this, but the fact that the neighborhood is like that means, there's just something comforting about a camping community. Like,
or any community, if you're into something, like those people that live with like airport hangars in their backyard, or anybody, those specialized communities where people are really into that, then you don't have to worry when you go away.
Out for each other.
Yeah, like they looked out for each other. I think it was a neat neighborhood. Even just touring around with the lady that was selling the stuff, everybody knew everybody. And they had
waterfall features.
It was a neat place, man. It was really cool, but yeah, I'm glad it didn't happen now because.
Well, we don't even have that.
We don't even have that motorhome, and we don't need to be there.
This is a great name and a great story. Oh, let me start over, and then the last one is what caught my attention. The name is Diarrhea Splatter.
That's amazing.
Whoa, I caught Dylan live. Also, loving your older videos, pre-tattoo. Oh, that's
way back there.
Then, my wife grew up in Crossville, and they had a UFO land in their farm field. Crazy.
That's nuts. We went to a truck pull there.
We did.
The first night we got there.
I don't think it was the first night, because we saw the sign a few times, and we were like, what is that?
That's right. I crashed my drone in the trees there.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
We stayed for like a month and a half. It was a long time.
We were there for
and then
6
we
weeks.
went back.
Mm-hmm.
We went back is when I thought that dude was going to drive his motorhome in the lake. When he mowed down all the patio
furniture. That was hilarious.
I like to tell that story.
Yeah.
Because I just knew that coach was going in the lake that day.
What's that last question? And then I want to talk about something. I want you to
Doc Stiltonen says, is it still a roller lock?
Yeah, roller delay. Yep, exactly. I want
what am
you to
talking
talk about the thing that you have been working on all week.
Okay. So
Keep talking.
we have a website, DylanandLeslie.com, and
We've had it for a while. We just have never done anything with it.
not never, but we didn't know what we wanted it to be. We go back and forth on what we want the content to be. It doesn't get updated as often as we want, so then it feels like, should you share this? But bottom line is, I don't know that we ever shared it properly. This is, for time frame, it's August, right? And we launched it right before the beginning of the year.
Okay.
So it's not been terribly long, but we've also not traveled a lot this year, which makes it more difficult. And Dylan owes us a lot of content with all these knives and etc. But
and etc.
But I updated it to include, before this, the other part of the project that I needed to do is organize photos. So we found a platform, we got all the photos. I just took a bunch more photos in Colorado though, so then that was my motivation, was like, oh, I have these new photos. We need to get this
done, yeah.
So all the photos are organized now. I don't know if you've looked on there to see my fantastic organization.
Oh, I've not looked on
of the photos.
Okay.
But our website has been updated. So the shop section
I think you should just give them a quick tour.
has t-shirts.
I think you should just give them a quick tour. Go ahead.
Okay. So what I want to talk about, what I worked on, was this page right here, shop. So a short little introduction with a link to Amazon. If you shop on Amazon, we can get a commission on some of those. It doesn't cost you extra, does help us a little bit, and we're trying to make this whole thing go. But I took off a lot of t-shirts. These are the ones that are popular. So there's a few t-shirts here. There is still the hoodie that was requested. So a few t-shirts, you can organize them here. But, so there's a photography section, and you can order any of these prints, and they won't come with our logo on them if you order them.
Yeah.
So photography, slow loading here because we're probably live streaming and all the things at the same time. But there's also, so we have a small presence on Redbubble right now, and everything that's selling is digital art, and this is my personal favorite.
And this is all you. This is stuff you create.
Yeah, so it's from our photography. It's not just things I found on the internet. This is from the same photography turned into digital art. Yes, this is my absolute favorite thing. This is almost like how I see photography when I take it, is like what it could be. I didn't take all these pictures. Dylan took a lot of these pictures. But I've taken advantage of them. So anyway, if this is something that interests you, this definitely still supports us too. And if you're like, I don't know how to best support you, there's also, there will be content coming here. So this has a theme, right? Dylan and Leslie, we're saying it's van life, EDC, food and drink, travel and adventure, and technology. It's what we've done for years. We like categorized ourselves down. There's a post here that goes with that. It matches what we've done on YouTube in the past. So all of this has stayed consistent, but Dylan has Dylan Talks Tone and podcast and etc. I'm not maintaining a personal website anymore, so Buy Us a Coffee is an easy way to support and a place for me to put super random things.
Yep. And it's also going to be a place, we were trying to figure out some of where are these other hobbies and stuff where we can make blog posts, share stuff with you that we like. The firearm thing is a really hard thing to talk about on YouTube, and so to put it in a context where we can share that with you.
How do you share a page again?
Up here.
Oh, let me find it first. Keep talking.
So yeah, that stuff's kind of hard because people do want to know what we're doing, and I know a lot of people aren't into those things, but I will tell you, it's been a whole family thing. Me and Leslie and our daughter, and really really enjoying.
Wait, how do I get back? This button?
Click back onto there, and then share right here.
Here?
Yep. Now go back
Is
to
it
the other.
sharing?
Yep. Now go back to the other page.
Okay. Timothy Potter asked me if I had any dragonfly photos. This is my favorite one, is macro, because I didn't know bugs had such cute faces. Not gonna lie. This is my favorite one.
Yep.
This is the only one I have at this time, but this is my favorite one.
Yep. Dragonfly photos are really hard to get,
Yeah.
but it's something that we do.
All right, how do I get back?
And then go back to here, and then go back to the camera. There you go.
Awesome. Learning new things, y'all.
It's very hard to get them because bugs are hard to take pictures of because they don't stay still very long, but they're cool when you get them.
Yeah, I still have a saved screenshot of all the setup I want from that one dude on the internet.
Yeah. So we have.
So I had to start taking more pictures again so I can justify the things I want.
So, of course we have that lens, but this is our, and if you go to that Amazon link, I think all that stuff is there. But this is. This is a Canon 100 mil, 1.8 times, I think, 2.8 zoom, prime lens, but it's a macro, so you can get like he's close, and it's really really fun. So we shoot a lot of macro stuff.
So Jason Gale said that festival is 50 bands, 3 main stages, a side stage for new small acts, and serious moonshine and banjos, mandolins, washboards, and double bass stand-up all night. Mr. Goat says, my grandpa introduced me to my first conspiracy theory. He said growing up, no one had issues with their teeth until toothpaste came around. When was toothpaste invented, though? Because in all those old photos, they also say the reason nobody smiled is because their teeth were messed up.
Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Everybody couldn't have been pissed off.
It's like a whole...
There's a whole generation of time where, like, no smiles in photos.
I think we're getting around to another one of those.
No
where
smiles.
everyone's pissed off.
Maybe.
Maybe. Not me. I'm happy, except it hurts to smile right now because my
Vox
jaw.
Guitars Rock says, anyone been to Hick Rock 45's place? I don't know what that is.
I have not. He's a really good
You know what that
YouTuber,
is?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Marcel LeBlanc said, hi, I wanted to thank you for your vids, Dylan.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Timothy Potter says, thank you, they're elusive but way cool creatures. Yeah. Dragonflies are, harder to catch. I really like butterflies. But dragonflies are cool. I actually saw a butterfly. The picture didn't turn out great, but I have the pictures. But there was a butterfly with almost translucent dragonfly-type wings at the place this time. I'd never seen that before. It was really pretty.
I won't give all your information away, but Charles, if you're in the comments, thanks for ordering a t-shirt. He just ordered a So Metal t-shirt. Not the other Charles. This is a different Charles.
He might be here, because why would he order it from you if he's in here? Because I just showed
he
him
might
a
have
new
seen
website.
something. Yeah. No, it's cool. It's cool.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I really want to start writing more blog content, like more off-topic blog content, just as a way to get my brain working. I think.
That's a good thing, too. Marcella Blanc says a lot of people didn't smile in old pics because the time exposure was too long.
Well, that's also true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doc said he loves butterfly pictures. Then
you will love her stuff. She's got a lot of butterflies.
I didn't even include a lot of stuff. I was trying to focus on the ones on the camera. I actually think I got better ones on my phone, but I don't know that they'll scale to what I was doing with the art.
Yep.
But anyway.
Cool.
Chuck C. Charles, that's me.
Oh, awesome. Cool. I just don't like outing people's information on the internet, so I just wanted to say Charles.
Everybody I know that was named Charles was nicknamed Chuck, too.
Mm-hmm.
In school. I had a few friends named Chuck. But I just called them Charles.
Well, hopefully I will get through this week.
Timothy Potter said, "Did you say a So Mental t-shirt?" No, but that's a great idea.
So mental.
This is So Metal.
So metal. Yeah. So I have a friend. He's a guitar player for this band called Sons of Texas. They're a metal band out of Texas. They sound kind of Pantera-y because Texas. They were on the charts a lot in like 2015, 2016.
Something about a river.
Yep. Something Rio Grande.
Yeah.
something Rio Grande. Anyway, they were really popular a few years ago, and then he played for this other metal band called Il Nino, and so he's pretty
baptized in the Rio Grande.
Baptized in the Rio Grande. That's right. That's the name of the record too. He's pretty metal, and big guy, super cool dude, and one day he posted on Facebook that he got this kitten. And he got this kitten, and it had this little spiky collar on it. And I was like, dude, that's so metal. And I showed the picture to Leslie, and I was like, this is a t-shirt. So that's what that came from.
It's the best-selling one
It's
ever.
our best-selling t-shirt ever.
Yeah.
I should probably send him that.
Send him a t-shirt?
Yeah, I should ask him what size he is, or get one for his wife or something.
That's funny.
Yeah. Because it was because of him. Yep.
Stephen Hengy, I'm probably botching that name. He says, on teeth, I heard a London museum curator say you can see when granulated sugar came along. Most older skeletons had better teeth.
Oh, wow. That's very interesting. I've been listening to this whole podcast about the sugar growers from Jamaica and wherever and how they came up. You know, everybody immigrated to Florida to do that and the huge business that it was and stuff. Really interesting podcast.
I did forget about this, though.
Oh.
One more thing, and then I'll leave y'all alone. I'm practicing what I've learned. Also, if you click the Buy Us Coffee that I pointed to here, so Buy Us Coffee, has membership options, but you can click over here to do like one-time support, but also as kind of a fun thank you and just cool thing, I made these stickers. Speaking of the So Metal cat is what made me think of it. So you get all three at one time if you want to do that.
Cool.
Anyway, I did forget about that, but the So Metal conversation reminded me.
Yep.
And I'm still failing at this process.
It's okay.
Apparently. Vinny's World says Il Nino, as in Dave Chavari, Mark Rizzo.
Yep. Yes.
Yes. But
Ooh, he would be into these bands. Yeah, and so so yes, then their guitar player quit, and Jess De Hoyos from Sons of Texas replaced their guitar player.
And that's the inspiration for the So Metal. And Vinny owns those.
And Vinny has us. Yeah, that's right.
He's the reason I made the hoodies, I think.
Yep.
It's Vinny.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there you go. That's
full circle on the whole story of the
now
So
you
Metal.
have more of a connection with your swag.
Yep. He's not playing for Il Nino anymore. But he is still, I think he's still playing with somebody. I can't remember who. But he's a really good guitar player. And we were just randomly, I think we went to that show. We went to a Sons of Texas show because I knew this other girl from this band from Atlanta called Inviolate, and she is a belly dancer, and she's really cool.
Metal, belly dancing, swords.
Yeah, she...
you don't need to know anything else.
Yeah, she belly dances during metal shows with a sword on her head. It is awesome. And she's like this little Asian girl,
super nice though.
Barely comes up to, and she's got a really low voice when she talks, kind of a lower voice than you would think when she talks.
I don't think I've talked to her as much as you have.
Well, I have talked to her a bunch. Yeah, and anyways, So she has a really interesting way that she runs her band, where she has these various rotations. So she might have like 15 people in this band, but it's because she has like Group A, Group B, and Group C, depending on the time of the year and who's available and stuff. And so she has like various. It's almost like a football team. Like, if this person can't play, then they switch up the whole line. It's really interesting how she does it. But anyway, they were playing in town. I knew her because I met her because of Nonpoint.
Mm-hmm.
I met her because of Nonpoint. I met Nonpoint, and then I met her because of them, and then I met Sons of Texas because of her. So it was just this whole. We went through this whole probably 4 or 5 years. Oh, and I also met her because of Saving Abel. So we went through this whole, I probably know a lot of country players now and a lot of telly players, but we went through probably 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, we were definitely on the heavier side.
We knew a lot of, and the whole thing started with Tantric. Somehow I accidentally met the guitar player for Tantric, and then then Tantric and Saving Abel played together.
Yep.
And then I met the guys from Saving Abel, and those guys are cool. And now the bass player from Tantric plays for Saving Abel. And then and it just went into this whole thing, and Seven Dust and Nonpoint and all those bands, like that whole genre of bands. They're all friends. They all know each other. Saliva, Puddle of Mud, all those guys. And, if like this guy's sick, another guy will sit in for him. It's just like a whole big family of metalheads, and so I kind of got to know all those people, and it was a really neat crowd to be in. And then for some reason, I still hang out with them and talk to them, and I don't see them as much as I used to, but and then somehow we just kind of moved to Nashville with all of everybody that we know now is kind of more in.
Yeah, I don't remember how that transition happened, but I do remember thinking, so like the infiltration is the wrong word, but like we had a very limited. Like, all of those people are related. I don't know if it's record label, how they're related, but they're all like a little community, and we were in that community. But branching out in that community was hard, and everybody they all had an ego. They all wanted free stuff.
They're all amazing people.
No, I'm not talking about that group. I'm talking about trying to get in in that space.
Yeah.
Was just really a strange, and whatever our first encounter with country was, it was just like a different level of people and super humble, and it was like, oh, this is really refreshing.
I know how it happened. We went to a Lee Bryce show, and I literally sent John Bollinger. John Bollinger was his utility player, and I sent John Bollinger a text, random, and it was like, I want to meet you. And then we were also working on a project in Nashville with a person who we no longer work with and will never work with, who got me in, whose producer was the guitar player for Reba McEntire. And that was it. Because then we met Jim, and we met Jeff King, and we met Willie's band, like all those people from Nashville, the big time people from Nashville. And they were like the funnest, coolest, nicest. The fiddle player for Chris Stapleton, like all those people were just the nicest, most pleasant, super coolest people ever.
And it was just really intriguing. Like, to me, I never thought about it until then. Like, all the big names in country, you don't know their band.
No.
They're just a persona. Like, they're a person, and that you don't even think. I never thought about, like...
It's not like Def Leppard, where it's like these 5 people and you know everything about them.
Yeah, it was really a strange realization. And then when you realize how small that community actually is, and how much they overlap and connect and know each other and just play music. Like,
and nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. I mean...
And they could be sitting right beside you. Yeah. And you would never know unless somebody told you.
We were in this Mexican restaurant one time. I'll never forget this. We were in this Mexican restaurant one time with one of Reba's guitar players. He's married to Chris Stapleton's fiddle player. And we're sitting in this restaurant, and they show up, and he's got like this baseball cap on, half off his head, t-shirt and jeans and white New Balances. Like, 60-year-old dude, super cool. His wife's really cool. We're sitting there, and he's like, hang on a second. I got to go say hi to somebody. And he gets up, and he walks across, and it's this old man, like white hair and a ponytail, come back, and he's like, that's Willie's pedal steel player. Like, you're just in this, you don't know anybody. You can't recognize anybody. It's just so, and I think that's one of the things that gets me, I don't want to say it gets me frustrated, but it makes me remember that everybody is just people. And I think that's one of the reasons why I'm so matter of fact with all this guitar stuff, because I just don't care. I have no ego about it, and I have no, like, I wish people wouldn't take it so seriously. Because the people that are really good at it don't take it seriously. I mean, they take it seriously, but they don't, like, I don't know. They don't just nerd themselves into oblivion and make themselves these nerds that you can't stand to be around. Because they're just really cool, pleasant people. And the better they are, the more they're like that. Which is weird. We've hung out with some of the people in the biggest bands in the world. And those people...
I mean, we've met many people that we've just spent time with, and I didn't even know who they were until we left. And you're like, you do know that was so-and-so. And I'm like, no, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And it because I think the more professional they are, the more just real they are.
Yeah.
You know?
Also, it doesn't matter because I don't get starstruck.
Yeah, I don't get starstruck either. Except for, if I could meet John 5, that would be really cool. If anybody's got a hookup on... Well, see, the thing is I do. I could, but I just don't. I don't know.
I don't know that I have a list of anybody I would want to meet.
I want to meet John 5.
Because I think... I know me. And I don't like to meet or get to know people better that I think I like. Then I won't like them.
Because then you might not like them anymore. You're like, never meet your heroes. Isn't that the thing? You're not never supposed to meet your heroes. I don't really
Jason Gale says, Muddy Roots has one rule. Don't be a dick.
Yep. I mean, that's it. Yep. We're all just people trying to do something. It's fun.
Finney's World said, I saw El Nino open for Soulfly like 20 years ago. Was so much fun.
Yeah, they're really good.
And then he said, Seven Dust is still one of my favorites.
Me too. And those guys...
They have a new album.
They do. And those guys are really cool. They are really nice guys. Yeah. Well, I think we should wrap this junk up.
Probably.
My jaw is...
We rambled about a lot of things.
About done. And we've gone almost 2 hours.
That's a lot of talking for you.
Yeah. Not normally, but today. Yeah.
But today.
Today it is.
He had to be many places he didn't want to be today and do things he didn't want to do.
Oh. And then not have anything done and have to live with this until next Wednesday. It's ridiculous.
Which is your original appointment, which is hilarious to me.
I know.
Like, now you've gone through all this stuff and you're like right back to not square one, because at least you know what you're going for now, but
yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, and I still got to work. I mean, we got humbuckers over there to finish up, and we got stuff coming, and we got orders being made and things going, so it's really fun around here.
This is not related, but funny. Jason Albert said, I remember talking to the Neville brothers. I found out after I'd been talking to them for 2 hours at a truck stop. So didn't even know who he was talking to. But I don't know why this made me think of this. I saw a meme the other day, and it was like Milli Vanilli with like a stank look on their face, and it was like watching the people on TikTok lip sync. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good.
That is pretty
They were ahead of their time.
They were.
That's what it was.
They were.
They were just ahead of their time.
Yeah. Well, cool, you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for all the super chats. Thanks for all the questions. Thanks for all the off-topic conversation. This was great. We will see you probably on Monday.